Would you please join me in welcoming to our classroom Mr. Nathan Galan?
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much. I think she underplayed what she did in my life. Just a little bit about myself. I'm from Polk County, raised in Polk County, lived in the same apartment complex for about 10 years. One of 5 kids raised by my grandmother. Didn't have a mom, didn't have a dad present in my life. This lady right here became an adopted mom. When she says Puerto Rican son, that's not just to make you laugh. That's exactly what she was to me. See, I didn't come from a family that had transportation. We took public transportation everywhere. My grandma was a little bit older, but she had 5 of us. I'm the second oldest, and we were all ranging from middle school and high school. For me to do anything extracurricular in school, I didn't have a ride. I don't know if some of you guys can relate, but she stepped in that role in a major way. She wasn't just a ride, she was a mentor to me. She really instilled the belief that I could actually do something with my life, because the way I was headed and in the situation I was born into, it wasn't very favorable for me. I was set up to become another statistic. But when you have people that care about you genuinely, they make you see a different perspective. And that's exactly what she was able to do in my life, as far as making me understand my value and what I could become before I even seen it. That's what she is to me. She's more than a mentor. She was more than a principal to me. She's one of my biggest inspirations and why I keep going and why I keep coming back. So please give it up for her. This is my family. These are my siblings. My grandma took us in when I was 10 years old. We were on the verge of becoming, again, another statistic. We were gonna go into the government DCF program. My mom, she went through some hard things in life. She was married to the streets, and obviously drugs had got a hold of her. My father, he left her and started a whole nother family. So that was my come from. That woman right there saved us from going into the system and raised us by herself. I've always had a passion for sports. I felt as though that was gonna be my way out. But as I grew up, I started understanding grades was just as important. And so for me, I put a big emphasis because I wanted to get out. For me, I kind of saw my situation early on and knew that if there was gonna be a change, it was gonna have to be me. For me, I focused on my grades. I went to, it's called Victory Christian now. It used to be called Evangel Christian back when I was in high school. We won a state championship back when I was a senior in high school. I was barely recruited. I didn't receive an offer until after my senior year, but I ended up being blessed and getting me a D1 scholarship. But I had to move from right here in Lakeland down to Illinois. Going into my senior year, I tore my ankle up, had to have surgery. I played again, but it just wasn't the same. I kind of saw the writing on the wall. I knew my whole career path with football was coming to an end. Because I had aspirations going to the NFL too. I had aspirations playing professionally, but for me, it was one of those things that I saw too many people chasing childhood dreams when they should have been starting their life. I didn't want to be that. I went from football to actually becoming a teacher. Again, when you get inspired by a teacher, you want to become one. I wanted to do the same thing she did. I wanted to impact other people too. I wanted to come right back to Polk like I'm doing right now and look at you guys and let you guys know no matter where you're at in your life, no matter what cards were dealt to you, you can too. That's not for a motivational purpose, that is real talk. Because if anybody was faced against the odds, I'm telling you I was. All right, no, there's a saying, shoot for the stars, but if you land on the clouds, you're still better than where you were, right? So no matter what you're aspiring to be, now's the time to think about it. I know you're thinking, well, I'm only a junior. You're about to be a senior. And then it's gonna get real. Like I saw some of the seniors celebrating because they're leaving school early today and they're practicing graduation. But they're gonna get hit with a hard stick of reality here real soon. All right, because they're not taking the time, or some of them haven't taken the time to really think about it as what you really want to do in life. I started off as a teacher. I hit some obstacles in that path that made me redirect my life. Plans change, decisions don't. I saw that I wanted more, I wanted to do more, and it was because life hit me right in the face. But when it did, I pivoted into barbering. Barbering was something I just did because it was fun. AKA, my grandma couldn't afford haircuts no more. So she came to us one day and said, one of y'all gotta learn, because I'm not paying for them no more. So at the age of 14, I picked up some clippers, and my little brothers were my guinea pigs. That's why to this day they get free haircuts, because I used to boof them. Yes, I used to destroy their hairlines. All right. I didn't know later on that that would be my new career path. Whenever you move to a new city, there's 2 things you gotta find. You gotta find a new house, you gotta find a new barber. Lucky for me, I met a guy. He was about my age at the time, he was 25. He had 2 barbershops. I thought something was real peculiar about that because he was 25 years old and he already owned 2 barbershops. That was different to me. I'm like, how do you own 2 barbershops at 25? So me and him became friends. Over the next 3.5 years of me being his client, became a good friendship. He went from 2 barbershops to 6 barbershops. He went from not really being known to being one of the top YouTube educators in the country. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm in the drawer. What are you doing? And can you teach me? So that's exactly what he did. He put me underneath his wing, kind of showed me the ropes. I went and got my barber's license because now I was intrigued, all right? By this point, I was teaching already for about 4.5 years. I wanted a little bit more. Newsflash, appreciate your teachers, because trust me, the paycheck It's not as big as you think it is. For me, my dreams outweigh my bank account. So that's why I got out of teaching. All right, not only that, I saw I could make a major difference in a different way. And so because of barbering, and when I moved to Tampa, I went from just being a regular barber to within 2 years, I started running that barbershop. Within the next 3 years, I got sponsored by a brand. By year 4, I was blessed to start cutting at the national championship game for college football. Somebody saw my work on Instagram. They liked it. They reached out. And that's not to brag or boast of what I've done, but it goes to show you, be careful what you posting. We're hiring right now for 2 barbershops we're about to open in Tampa. We had over 67 applicants. We asked for their social medias. Before I even called them, we just vetted all these applicants. I want to say 20 of them killed their chances just off their social media. We won't even call you. We X them right off the list. Be careful what you're posting. I'm telling you right now, it seems so minuscule right now. I'm only in high school. No, it starts now. Because trust and believe, you're going to start having to apply for colleges. You're going to have to start applying for jobs. They're going to do the same thing. I don't care how many hashtags, numbers that you use in your username. They'll find you. And if you're not posting appropriately, it will cost you opportunities. If I was posting some ratchet mess on my Instagram, do you think I would have got the opportunity? Not a chance in day. So that leads me to this. What's your why?
I wanted to do ministry or teaching.
Ministry or teaching. Nice. Anybody else?
I want to go to college.
You want to go to college? You want to play ball?
Yeah.
Cool. Yes, ma'am?
I want to become a surgical tech.
A surgical tech. Okay.
I want to be a child psychologist.
Child psychologist. Nice that. I like that. I like that.
A chef.
A chef. Ooh, okay. All right, what you chefing up over there, man? Is there a particular reason why that you have that passion to help other people?
I know what helping people can do for someone. I know what it's like when you finally get the help that you need, and I want to be able to do that for someone, even if it's just one person.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And if you can't answer that right now, that's something you should start asking yourself. You got to start having a plan now. Failing the plan is planning to fail. In order to use a GPS properly, what do you need? Know where you're going. So what's that mean? You need a what? An address. Yes? Think of your life like a GPS. You are a GPS. And unless you put an address to the destination that you wish to want to go in life, you're just going to be not using your GPS correctly. You're just going to be wandering. What's the use of a GPS if there's no address in it? Failing the plan is planning to fail. You can avoid that. Why do I do what I do? Right here. See, remember I told you my mom was absent in my life, in my childhood, yes? When I graduated college, I moved my mom from Pennsylvania down to Florida. That was my graduation gift to myself. My mom has now been clean for over 15 years, has been a part of all our lives for the last 15 years. Woman right next to her is her mother, which is my grandmother. Without her, I don't know where we would have been in the system. I took it very serious to be an example to my siblings. See, prior to me, no one in my family had graduated high school. Some of you may be able to relate. See, after I graduated high school, I broke a generational curse that was over our family for over 20 years. Why? Because a lot of my family they had kids early. They had to go right into workforce. So it's not to down my family, but you can be the change that changes the generations that come after you. See, because after I graduated high school, my brother that came after me graduated high school, my sister came after him, graduated high school. See, I was the first person ever in my family to go to college, ever. Not only went to college, I got my bachelor's degree as well. Guess what? My little brother went to college as well. All right, and I'm not saying college is the end of all be all. Some of you guys don't have to go to college. In this world that we live in, a trade is just as good, if not more profitable. The thing is this, when you do a trade and when you become an entrepreneur, it ain't all sweet like you see on Instagram. When you're your own boss and you're the dictator of what you're gonna get paid, it's employment to a whole nother level. All right, and I'm not saying that to scare you, but I want to be real with you too. All right, so whatever path it is that you take, it doesn't matter, but you gotta have a path. Again, you gotta have an address. And last but not least, if I knew I was an example to them, my nieces, my nephews. My niece graduated. She's enrolled in college. She's already accepted into 2 colleges. She's only a junior. It just trickled down now. Now there's a standard set. Not that you have to go to college, but you got to do something with your life. What's the difference between decisions and choices? All right, because right now you're at that age where you're faced with some decisions and some choices that could really stir you one way or another. All right, it can either propel you to your future or it could really put a roadblock to where you're going in life. Decision, you're deciding to graduate high school. That's everybody's decision here, yes? I would hope. That's a decision. A choice refers to the act of selecting one option from several possibilities. So you guys gotta make some choices. And some of those choices involve the people that you hang with, the people that you associate yourself with, and the things that you do outside these school walls. All right, see, if your decision is to graduate high school, then the choices that you do in and outside of these walls are gonna affect that, yes or yes? I decided I was gonna be a head coach. Did it by 25. See, I made some poor choices though. I chose to go drink and drive. 4 games into my season, won my first game on a Friday night. I chose to go out on Saturday. I chose to drink, and I chose to get in my car. And see, those choices could cost you, and they could cost you big time. Within 48 hours, I was forced to resign from my coaching and my teaching position. Mind you, I just moved from Lakeland all the way to Tampa. Brand new city, just signed a new lease, just got me a new whip too. I wasn't planning on losing my job. My choices said otherwise, right? Some of you guys are gonna be put in those situations too. Get in that car, go hang with that person, drink that drink, right? And you think it's so small. I left early. I was out with people, and I felt myself getting a little bit, a little too tipsy. Drove home, stopped and ate a sandwich, and parked. See, I thought I was making the right choices, but the choice to already drink and get in my car was already made, which was the wrong choice. Fell asleep in my car, woke up to cup on this side, cup on this side. 48 hours later, I'm signing my resignation letter. Within 24 hours, I'm all over the news. So don't think just because you think it's so small and it's a small choice that it won't cost you big. Be sure of your decision, but be even sure of your choices. Don't be scared to document your journey. You know, you guys got the iCloud. All right, take pictures, speak some stuff into existence. I have videos that I'm still working on putting together, but I spoke some of this into existence when I didn't have no car and my license was suspended for 3 years. I had to spend $30,000 on Uber over a 3-year span just to get to and from work. But I documented one day having multiple cars. I documented that one day God's gonna change this all. No one in my family bought a house before. Me and my older brother are the only 2 people ever in our family tree to do that now. But we documented the journeys to appreciate where you come from. You can never forget where you come from. Then I started going to barber shows. I started engulfing myself in my trade. All right, so some of you guys may want to do a trade, mechanical work, painting, entrepreneurship. All right, you can start going to networking events. All right, there's networking events going on all the time, so you can start meeting some people in your field of work to see if that even lets you see a broader perspective of what you're getting yourself into. I thought barbering was only behind the chair. Lo and behold, I go to a barber show, and now I'm finding out barbers are treated like athletes. They get endorsement deals, they sign contracts, they get all different types of, basically NIL deals. I'm like, oh, wow, this is nice. Fast forward, I got a couple of those now. All right, just all off of what I'm just currently doing, which is barbering. All right, but I never knew that until I went to a networking event. So whatever it is your goal is, get it out of here and put it on here. All right, I don't know where you gotta put it. All right, write it down. Whatever that goal may be, write it down now. Date it and put it away. Because one of my mentors told me a goal that's not written down is just a dream. A dream becomes a goal once you write it down. All right, so it's okay to dream, but now let's go ahead and put that thing as a goal. So now you can do steps to make it forward and make that thing happen. Thank you, God bless you. Wish you nothing but the best.
What are you when you figured out that you wanted to teach?
How old was I when I figured out I wanted to teach? I knew I was going to teach high school. Yeah, I knew in high school, probably like my senior year, I knew I wanted to coach. I didn't want to just be a regular coach. I wanted to coach and teach. So I saw people like Mrs. Seeker. She used to be a really good volleyball coach. And so she used to teach and coach. So it inspired me to do the same. And I've had football coaches do the same thing to me.
In the barber world, what is a realistic amount that a barber could make annually? How much?
Realistically? I'll give you realistic numbers. All right, so I just started a barbershop last year, February, from scratch. Fast forward now, 1 year, we got 9 barbers in there. Out of my 9 barbers in there, I hired 5 guys that were out of state. And I did it on purpose, right? Because I wanted to prove to people that no matter where you're at, if you plugged into the right people and had the right systems, that you can have success and you have success fast, right? I have one barber, he worked part-time, meaning he only worked 4 days a week, 6 hours a day. He had in a car accident, so he only could work part-time. He made $55,000 his first year. He only charges $25 and $35 a haircut. My other barber moved from California. He made $80,000 his very first year living in Tampa, Florida. No clientele, he moved from California. My other guy is from New York City. Again, moved down, 0 clientele, didn't know anybody down here. He cleared 65. They're all on pace to already double that for next year. Just hired a guy from Pennsylvania 2.5 months ago. He moved down here from my hometown in Pennsylvania. His first full month with us, he made $8,900 in 1 month. Let's fast forward. I'm just talking about a first-year barber. I hired a kid straight out of high school. He's 18 years old. His name is Nick. Nick, his first year, made $75. His second year, he's only 20. He just made $90,000, and my wife is helping him buy his first property right now. So that's from a 2-year barber. Let's graduate. My first year in barbering, I made $35. My second year, I made $65, and I've made 6 figures ever since my 3rd year in barbering.
So over $100,000.
Yes, it's over $150 now.
Over $150.
Yeah, and that's just cutting hair money. That's not other money. Yeah, that's barbering.
That's additional.
Yes, sir.
So how much do you charge per head?
Now personally, I charge 50 and 60. But my buddy Jordan, who is 24 years old, and he just finished his first 2 years at 25 and 35. His first year in Brandon, we have our Brandon location. He did 125 his first year. He made 175 his second year. He's on pace right now to make 210. He bought a duplex here in Lakeland. One of my friends actually rent half of it out, and he's now buying his first barbershop. He's 24 years old.
Our 245 PowerPod charging base is great if you're looking to simplify your station and get rid of those cords that are just simply in the way and they're easy to trip over. The base is equipped with a magnetic bottom, so it's easy to secure this to your toolbox or whatever station that you have. You'll know that your clippers are charging because the lights on the front will be lit up, and it takes away the guesswork of wondering if you're going to be prepared for your next cut.
I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of you. Y'all thank him one more time for coming.
Thank you guys. Thank you.